Some news before we get to NXT, and of course Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley is official for SummerSlam, but one of the huge details we overlooked last night in the Judgment Day's locker room, Finn and JD were playing 2K24. They were playing a match, Rhea versus Liv. They were playing as Liv Morgan, brutalising Rhea Ripley. Could the entire Judgment Day turn on Rhea? We're all looking at Dominic Mysterio turning on Rhea Ripley to make the storyline make sense. Obviously, Rhea's a babyface. She doesn't really need the Judgment Day right now. Maybe the entire group does turn on her. Look at these shots last night, obviously, of the Wyatt Sicks. Just had to share them. Honestly, looks absolutely incredible. Obviously, with all the effects and stuff on TV, it's just very dark, so you don't get to see this. But obviously, the members of the Wyatt Sicks tweeting out photos of their appearance last night on Raw. But to bring your attention to something Dexter Lumis posted over the weekend, simply a picture of Mercy the Buzzard puppet. Now, this is making a lot of people wonder, could Dexter be the next person to be interviewed in the Wyatt Sicks saga? And if you haven't heard, this Friday on Smackdown, WWE will be doing a double taping, which means next week's show is not live. So obviously, if you want to avoid spoilers for that, don't use the internet, basically. But this is things you might have missed from WWE NXT. Make sure you hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. New look, new attitude, new vibe for Brooks Jensen tonight. As Brooks Jensen emerged to face Javon Evans, we would see that Josh Briggs accompanied him. He said he didn't need Briggs out there, but Briggs said, "You're my responsibility. Don't do anything stupid." Obviously, this match was built up from last week when Brooks Jensen took out Javon Evans before that big tag team main event. So Javon looking for some retribution, so to speak. But seriously, how insane is this? From the outside of the ring, he sprung up. Javon Evans then landed on the bottom rope to spring off to hit a moonsault. I don't think I've ever seen that done in professional wrestling. That is brilliant, man. Javon Evans would pick up the win tonight, and Brooks Jensen was pissed. Of course, after the match, the post-match assault on Javon Evans stopped by Josh Briggs. And of course, as Jensen and Briggs left, look at this, in the entranceway, a third man is seen. Very hard to see who it is, but it is indeed Shawn Spears. Now, we know Spears wants to recruit people who he feels are lost souls. I think Brooks Jensen is fitting that mould really well right now. Charlie Dempsey went to the Don for some advice tonight. Obviously, we know he got himself into a sticky situation last week, and he's playing gangster. He's really been looking up to the family since his involvement with Tony D'Angelo. Well, obviously, we know he got rid of Damon Kemp, was the implication last week. And this moment was witnessed by Ren Sinclair. And obviously, he wants to deal with the witness. But it looks like Ren Sinclair can handle herself, as she's using it now to try and blackmail Charlie Dempsey to join No Corner Catch Crew. That's pretty cool. I like that twist. Looks like the living nightmare Wendy Choo wants a brand new toy, as she was eyeing up Kelani Jordan's North American Women's Championship. But you might notice in her hand the headless doll. Last week we'd see NXT Anonymous filming Tatum Paxley ripping the head off of a child's doll, and then Wendy Choo picking it up. Later on, we'd see Tatum Paxley going one-on-one with Izzy Dame, and Wendy Choo would emerge. Tatum Paxley would be victorious, and then all my nightmares came true, and I love it. Wendy Choo would extend the doll. Tatum would put the head on the doll, and there was a look of acknowledgement. Please, please, please make them a women's tag team. I love this. The next challenger for Roxanne Perez is Chase U's Thea Hale. I really enjoyed this segment. I thought Thea Hale shined tonight. It's very rare you see Thea Hale just honestly talking about what it means to her. And I feel like when she does that, it feels special. It feels organic. Thea and Roxanne would brawl. And of course, it would more like a mat wrestling thing of who's going to get the upper hand. And tonight, at least, it was Thea Hale. And the question is Roxanne looking past Thea Hale? Tonight, Roxanne mentioned Julia by name. We know Julia's heading to NXT. We're not exactly sure when, but obviously we assume that Julia versus Roxanne is on the cards when she does. And Roxanne also mentioned Stephanie Vicure. Obviously someone who took the internet by storm last week has signed with WWE, has done WWE live events in Mexico now, and we are expecting her in NXT soon as well. By the way, I love the segment with Roxanne tonight. She's walking to the ring and Thea appears behind, ready to attack. Except Ridge Holland would stop her. And Roxanne, completely oblivious to it all. Love that. The problems between Ethan Page and Oro Mensah continued again tonight. And Oro Mensah kind of got Ethan Page in a problem where he had to defend the NXT Championship. And he chose his opponent. He chose Dante Chen. And I'm pleased this wasn't just a squash match. I'm pleased Dante Chen got some near falls and got some actual time in the match to show off what he can do. But the match was won by All Ego Ethan Page. Of course it was. Oro Mensah again would attack Ethan Page after the match. This time though, taking him in the ring and pinning him 1, 2, 3 to symbolise that he can beat All Ego Ethan Page. So again, we are putting Oro Mensah in a position that I don't think we looked at Oro Mensah in a world title position until this feud, but now it makes a ton of sense, and I'm fine for him to have that showcase. The next 2 NXT PLEs have been announced. No Mercy will happen in September, and then in October, Halloween Havoc. I thought that was quite surprising. Halloween Havoc has always been like an NXT special show on NXT, and I kind of thought with them going to the CW network in October, that they'd sort of do that as sort of a ratings ploy sort of thing. But no, they're making it its own pay-per-view. I think that's fine. I think that's a good idea. And I already want it booked. I want Tatum and Wendy in a women's tag team title match at Halloween Havoc. How do you not book that? Come on, Chef Shawn Michaels. Tatum would reveal another doll tonight, obviously to symbolise Kelani Jordan. So is Tatum and Wendy potentially going to go for the North American Women's Championship? Lola Vice would defeat JC Jane tonight and then be on the receiving end of a 3-on-1 beatdown from the New Alliance. And of course it would be Carmen Petrovic and Lola Vice, the victims of the New Alliance last week, making the save. The Rascalz reunited in 6-man tag action tonight against Gallus. Very cool to see. The Rascalz victorious. Of course, Joe Hendry would join the announced team. Note though, Joe Hendry, a very smart man, sitting at the side of Vic Joseph's candy. I hope he had some. But after their comments last week and Joe Hendry sort of annoying them tonight, it does look like we're going to be setting up Joe Hendry versus Gallus in the future of NXT. That's cool. The OC would defeat OTM tonight. I really didn't expect them to play out this match tonight. I thought they was going to wait for like the Great American Bash, but okay. The main event saw Duke Hudson taking on Oba Femi for the North American title, and I love the visual of Duke Hudson taking off the Chase U stuff. He was so focused tonight. He did a Hurricanrana, goddammit. This was cool. It would be heartbreak for Chase U tonight though, as Oba Femi would retain the North American title. No shame on Duke Hudson tonight. What a performance. Genuinely a very fun main event. And a very fun NXT. Genuinely, lots happening tonight. Lots that I loved as well. So for me, very solid. 8 out of 10 is fair. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Turn on notifications. Never miss an upload. Like the video, share the video, and I'll catch you next time. Peace!